It has become a must-see staple of the NBA calendar. NBA 2K25 is underway from sizzling Las Vegas, Nevada. Day one and game one, the Cavaliers and the Orlando Magic from the Pavilion here on the campus of UNLV. Welcome courtside to the start of it all. Great to have you with us. I'm Matt Weiner along with UNLV basketball legend Greg Anthony. Vegas Summer League, here we go. It's the start of it all, and the whole thing for everybody on this floor, for everybody watching, the executives, the coaches, it's all about opportunity.
It is, and there will be ample opportunity for a lot of these young men, not just the ones that are signed to contracts, but you got scouts from all over the world evaluating these young men to see if they can maybe somehow make it in their league, if not the NBA.
Everybody is here. That's only barely an exaggeration. All 30 teams represented. 76 games over the next 11 days. Everybody plays 5, and then there's the tournament element with a finals and a title July 22nd. Cavaliers are, in fact, the defending champions. Both of these teams have first-round picks to showcase, starting with Tristan da Silva, a do-everything forward out of Colorado for the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, and you hit it. He's kind of a glue guy. Just does everything well, plays with a great motor, high IQ, and he's one of those guys that keeps rhythm in the game. You know, he just doesn't make negative plays, so he's going to be a nice addition to that Magic team. 2
picks after the Magic took da Silva. The Cavaliers selected Jalen Tyson out of Cal.
Another Pac-12 product, an all Pac-12 performer, can score the basketball, not known necessarily as a great three-point shooter, but he's a young man that plays with great energy. Be interested to see how he kind of fits in now with the new coaching staff.
And both these players, even though they're first-round picks, will have to find their way into rotations because these teams are fairly set. The Magic have 2 lottery picks coming back from last year to showcase here.
Yeah, they do, and one of them, Anthony Black, got the opportunity to play in 69 games. I thought he was a tremendous contributor, very versatile, can guard multiple positions. Also willing to shoot the three-point shot. Jet Howard is a flamethrower. This is a young man, didn't get much of an opportunity with the big club, but he can flat out shoot it. Had a great offseason thus far, and I think he grew a lot in the G League in terms of his development.
And Black and Howard both in the starting lineup for Orlando, along with da Silva, Jarrett Culver, former lottery pick back in 2019, and the big man Jay Huff, who spent last season with the Denver Nuggets, former national champion at Virginia. For the Cavaliers, it's Craig Porter Jr., who saw significant time, 51 games with the Cavaliers last season. Zaire Smith is a fascinating story, a former lottery pick, just outside the lottery, I should say. Jalen Tyson, we touched on. Amani Bates, great talent. And the third-generation Cavalier, Pete Nance. Our officials, Evan Scott, Brandon Schwab, Jenna Renault. And here we go for the journey through Summer League here in Las Vegas. Projected high today, I think 116.
It wasn't that bad.
Comfy inside. Well, you're acclimatized as a native. Yeah. And the Magic get right to work. 4 seconds into the game, Jet Howard breaks the seal, and Orlando's up 2-0.
Great job off the jump ball to get that easy deuce.
Craig Porter Jr. handles out front for the Cavaliers in burgundy. Here's Tyson, the rookie out of Cal. Ponytail bobbing behind him as he works on Huff, passes it back out. Smith out to Tyson, passes on the 3, moves it to the corner. Good look and a good result as Nance knocks down the 3.
Yeah, but again, just a good decision. Didn't force the shot against Huff, forced the Magic into rotation, and that creates that corner 3.
Here's Anthony Black turning the corner. We did a Magic Warriors game in San Francisco in January and happened to walk past Black in the bowels of the arena and was shocked just how huge he is for a point guard.
Yeah, he has great size, and not just a point guard. You know, he's a young man. You see Lionel Chalmers there coaching the Summer League team. He's a young man that, because of that size, you can play him at 3 different positions. I think he also showed an ability in that rookie year that he's going to be a willing participant when it comes to shooting the 3-point shot. That was an area of weakness, in essence, for the Magic a season ago.
Howard pick and roll to Huff, who hammers it home. Well executed for a couple of guys who have not played together prior.
Yeah, really impressed with Howard's playmaking ability. As Bates unable to get the reverse to go. That's another area where he continues to improve.
De Silva handed it back off to Black in the corner. De Silva will try the three from up top, and it's good.
Yeah, I really like him. You know, in some respects, he reminds me a lot of Franz Wagner. And because of his ability to play without the basketball, again, great positional size, a real good understanding of how to compete defensively, and a nice drive there. Porter by the generational talent.
Porter Jr. with the bucket for Cleveland, 7-5. And really good execution in the opening minutes for these two teams. Great footwork by Black and off the glass and good.
Well, how about the patience there by Anthony Black there? Didn't really have a lot, but just stayed patient and allowed the defense to kind of make a mistake there. And got the easy deuce.
Bates will try another one off on his first attempt, now his second, but the putback is good for the rookie Tyson. First pro bucket for Tyson there. That's off, and the Magic couldn't keep it alive. Tyson has it in transition. Past Huff, Euro step, but Huff had the answer.
Yeah, that's just a good job of being patient by Huff on that block shot. But you see on this pick and roll here, just a really good job with the motion there to try to confuse the defense, and then just delivers a perfect find there. And then you saw here, just great recognition and patience by Black to Silver in rhythm there for that triple.
Hands to Porter, tried to get it back to him. Somehow it wound up back in Porter's hands. And we'll get a wide open three-point look out of it. Culver comes away with the rebound for Orlando. Former number 6 overall pick. Here's Howard from 3, and good. Jet Howard doing what he does.
He can really shoot the basketball. If he can just continue to improve defensively and with his decision-making, speaking of decision-making, not a good one there by the Cavs, you know, then it'll be interesting to see if he can find himself with the main club next year and potentially get an opportunity to play some minutes.
Howard played the fewest games of any lottery pick from last year's draft last year, just 18. But again, that is a rising young core in Orlando, a difficult lineup to crack.
Yeah, and to your point, that was more a reflection of how good the Magic were as opposed to a nice finish there by Huff, as opposed to anything that in regards to his ability. They just had a really good team that's deep and young, so his development was better served with the G League where he got an opportunity to play.
A nice move by Tyson, could not finish. Comes away with the rebound. Huff deflected that. And Jay Huff is having an impact on this game early on.
He's been really good. Far more mobile than I remember him being when he was in college. Very active here to start this one.
You don't get a lot of playing time behind Nikola Jokic, which was the case last year for Huff in Denver.
Yeah.
Didn't see the floor very often. No.
And nor will there be next year.
Oh. 3-time MVPs don't see the floor very often.
Yeah, they tend to play a lot. It does help your team to have them out there.
Huff, incredible size, 7'1", national champion at Virginia back in 2019, and former G League Defensive Player of the Year when he averaged 3 blocks a game. De Silva, pump fake, Huff rolling again, and Jay Huff having his way with the Cleveland interior.
Yeah, but it's also because of how patient and the ball movement of the Magic perimeter players there, setting up Huff. De Silva with a beautiful find to get that deuce here. Nice strong roll and finish. Magic playing well here early.
What are you most excited for this week to be here for the draft?
Draft night for sure. That's gonna be like night I wait for my whole life for this night, so that's gonna be great.
So it's your first time in New York. What do you want to do aside from all the draft festivities? What's on your mind?
I probably gonna get like some good pizza. I heard this is like maybe the best pizza in the world, so I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I can't wait to be around the city and enjoy the process. You know.
Good, good. Welcome to New York, man. Use that silver right here. Thank you so much. Use that silver right here.
This thing that you've gotten throughout this whole process that you're gonna keep in the back of your mind throughout this week?
If you have a dream, you gotta do whatever it takes to achieve it. For my family, it's like important moment of my life, and it's gonna be great. What's up, everybody? It's Zachary Zache. I see you guys Wednesday for the draft.
But the off.
DeVille, thank you. Black looking on leadership and ball handling responsibilities here in Las Vegas, among other things. De Silva was fouled on the dunk attempt.
It was a great pass ahead there by Black off the rebound. He does so many things, Anthony Black, at a high level. You know, the great rebound, head immediately up, locates a streaking De Silva there, and able to get him to the free throw line. I like the chemistry. How about all 5 of their starters each have an assist here to start this game? So that tells you the ball movement's good, spacing's been solid as well. Very active defensively also.
It's now an 8-0 run for Orlando as you get a good look at the first-round pick for the Magic, Tristan De Silva. Incredible international background, kind of a fascinating young guy in a lot of ways.
He'll fit right in with that international crew that the Magic have.
Imani Bates tries to get past De Silva, who held up really well, but was whistled for the foul. Great job moving the feet.
Yeah. And we talked about it. I really like his demeanor and his feel. Like, he understands how to play. You know, a lot of really talented players, but they don't always understand how to impact winning. He's done a great job here of setting that tone to start this one.
Says here he was first team all Pac-12 last season, and I was just thinking, what's the Pac-12?
I think it's isn't it Pac-2 right now? Didn't they Pac-10 them up?
I think they packed it. They packed it away for good.
Which is kind of sad.
It is
that
sad.
Conference through the years, and really in all sports, has had a tremendous impact on the collegiate scene. But it is no more.
Well, you and I are old enough to remember when it was the Pac-10.
Yeah.
I remember it being the Pac-8.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that, but I know it was.
I know it was. But Pac-10, I remember. It was Pac-10 when I played.
21-9 here. Orlando on top, looking for some offense. Porter, it's a shot you can get at any time during that shot clock.
And that's exactly what the coach is going to tell him during the next break. He's going to say, son, we can get that any time.
Howard launches, it's up and it's in for Jed Howard.
He can really shoot the basketball. And a really quick release, and his dad's here. He's on Howard. Smiling. He's trying to hold a smile in down there, but he's smiling inside.
Nice look from Porter to the rookie Tyson. The back out to the three-point line. And threw it away. De Silva has it. Stepped into the passing lane. Lost it momentarily. Huff has a head of steam. And a reverse from Jay Huff. Jay Huff high and mighty.
That's why you run the floor right there. Perfect job. Great job again defensively by Black to force the turnover. This Magic group, boy, I tell you what, they are playing great team basketball here. You cannot give this guy any airspace right in front of his dad there with that triple. Just like we used to do it at home, Pops.
2 of 2 from three-point range, 3 of 4 from the field. And he's got 8. Huff takes a well-deserved rest. There's Juwan Howard taking it in.
Fab Five fame. Former head coach of Jed Howard and Michigan.
And Caleb Houston, his Orlando Magic teammate.
Yeah.
As the Magic continue to pilot on to Silva with another bucket.
just been really impressed by this group. And in fairness, they've got, because Howard and Black have a history, De Silva's fit right in with this group. They have been active defensively.
A little more one-on-one from the Cavaliers. Bates makes it work for him that time. Bates has his first make in 4 attempts. He's got 4.
Early on, the Magic, to your point, have done a great job of moving the basketball.
Black took the bump from Porter, and he'll earn his way to the free throw line.
Foul the Cavaliers, number 9, Chris Porter.
You see it again, what we talked about, the ball movement, the spacing, great job there. And ready to let it go as soon as it hit his hands. Impressive performance here early on by the young Magic squad.
Magic are 11 of 14 from the field and 5 of 6 from 3. Somebody's been in the gym this summer.
Yes.
On for the Magic, number 60, Kaiser Gates, and number 52.
Black played 69 games as a rookie. Just over 4.5 points per. Shot a good percentage from 3, 39%. Tough to do in those limited minutes. And his size and his defensive potential at 6'6", 6'7",
yes,
is considerable.
Well, it's the IQ, and the other thing you love about him is he knows who he is as a basketball player. So he doesn't make those negative plays. He's now with the ability to shoot that 3, can space the floor. He can play with the basketball, without it, and competes defensively.
Bates wiped away by Bediako, who just came into the game. Doesn't matter who's in for Orlando right now. Doing it on both ends of the floor. Bates will try it again. He's got the green light.
Yeah. Listen, Bates has got some talent. A part of it is, though, is decision-making, shot selection. That's an area where he's going to have to continue to improve.
Xavier Moon, one of the subs for Orlando, handling the ball now, and there's Bediako. Going to give it back to Black. He stays out there and pops for the mid-range.
They are really playing at a high level right now. The chemistry from this Magic group. Give Lionel Chalmers and his coaching staff a lot of credit. They seem to be miles ahead in terms of their development as a group.
Porter off the glass. No, excuse me, DJ Burns. Always a fan favorite, tips at home.
Now, he said he lost, what, 30 pounds?
I think I read 40.
40? I'm going to go with 30. Just based on what I saw.
Just the eye test? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just based on what I saw at NC State. He was an incredible performer. And what a great run the Wolfpack went on.
Amazing. Amazing. I actually read 45 pounds is what he lost.
Well, that's probably inflation. That's probably would have been 30 4 years ago.
I think he's so skilled, especially lefty. I love to be lefty, and like it seems like teammates like to play with him. So, got to be a good guy.
You got to like it when the league MVP is talking about you. That was back in March. Jokic was late to a press conference because he was watching a tournament game in which DJ Burns was playing. And obviously, Burns caught his eye. He appreciated the skill level, one big fella to another. And he does have plenty of that. He's a fun player and a really good player at 29 in that Elite 8 win over Duke.
And he's the type of player, and I mean this as a compliment. He may not always show well in this environment if your team isn't playing structured basketball.
Yep.
He's a guy like that last possession there. He had a post up deep, and you get a travel call there. And didn't get the basketball. It wasn't that the decision to shoot it was bad, but he was open. And in more structure, he'd get an opportunity, I think, to show a little bit more of what he's capable of. Great hands, ability to finish, and that frame allows him, not a great athlete, but he can create space like an athlete because of his strength.
We throw a name at you from our era, Victor Alexander.
Yes, that's a great call. Very good call. Victor was a terrific player.
Big dude, great hands. And there's the touch from DJ Burns.
He's a good basketball player. And he's one of those guys that'll frustrate you because you'll feel like you should be able to guard him. And he can make you look foolish at times.
There's Bediako handing it off. Charlie Brown Jr. back to Bediako. Oh, he had intentions. Lost that ball on his way up. Burns going to work.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's nothing fancy, but he understands. See how that little pump fake, it freezes the defender, and that gives him enough time to gather and shoot that soft touch with the lefty. I'm always partial to those soft balls. So he's impressive.
Bediako, the 7-footer out of Alabama, on a two-way contract with the Spurs as a rookie last season. Played 6 games, but then tore his meniscus while playing with Austin, so quick end to his season. Darius Brown back now into the game, I should say, for Cleveland, number 39, running the show offensively. There's Burns. Out top. He's got some vision. Brown hangs, fouled by Moon.
Good job. This group for Cleveland executing offensively a little bit better than the starters.
But we talked about it. There's a lot of one-on-one play in the opening minutes for Cleveland. This team seems a little more intent on running the offense for head coach Jordan Ott. Pete Nance back in for the Cavaliers. Cleveland won 48 games last season and beat the Magic in a 7-game playoff series.
Beat them like they stole something in their last game, didn't they?
In the last game, yeah, but it was a 7-game series. Home teams were perfect in that series.
And the Magic we talked about, they probably, that 5th game is the one that they lost by 1. They had a great opportunity to maybe seal the deal there. And Donovan Mitchell just went bananas in game 7, really game 6 as well, even though they didn't win it. 88 points the last 2 games of that series.
39 in game 7. About a 4-second difference between shot and game clock here. Magic will milk it. In the opening quarter of the Vegas Summer League 2024, shot is up, not in, and we've got a loose ball foul off the rebound. It'll stay with Orlando.
Foul number 44, Hunter Couture.
Mentioned home team won every game of that series. Donovan Mitchell. This is the reason they went after Donovan Mitchell for a first-round series like that. 88 in the last 2 games. And a growth opportunity for the young Magic.
And the young Cavs, for that matter. You know, both teams are young. Both dealt with some injury last year. You see Anthony Parker there, the GM of the Magic. And I think both franchises have to feel really good about the future. You know, and they're doing it more organically, especially when we look at Orlando. Vast majority of their players have been drafted and being developed within their system. Jamal Mosley's been there now going in his 4th year. So that continuity does give you confidence moving forward.
How about the Orlando Magic? 12 of 18 from the field. They put up 36 in 10 minutes. That's a 144-point pace. Wow.
Just a regular
What a
summer league
start
game.
for Orlando. Back with the second after this.
Amani, they put up 36 points in that quarter. What do you guys need to do better defensively in the second?
We got to protect the paint, and we got to get back in transition. I feel like they got a lot of transition buckets, and we just got to communicate better on the defensive side. It's real quiet on the defensive side right now.
You put on about 26 pounds since your rookie season. How does that weight and that muscle help your game?
It helped me a lot. I mean, I know you guys can see I've been trying to get downhill more this first half, but this first quarter. So in the second half, I'm going to try to get my three ball going a little bit more, but it's definitely helped a lot.
Thank you, Monty.
For sure. Thank you.
All right, Nabil, thank you very much. Whether it's back in transition or at any other place on the floor, Magic, or the Cavaliers should say, have to come up with some stops here in the second quarter. Magic got whatever they wanted and shot incredibly well to put up 36 points and take this 15-point lead. Second quarter is underway here from the Pavilion on the campus of UNLV. Greg Anthony, Matt Weiner, you just heard from Nabil Kareem. It's been all Magic here in the opening minutes. The rookie Tyson with a transition opportunity, and that's up and in for the Cavaliers as they start to chip away. And we are joined, I think we can hear him, by President of Basketball Operations, Jeff Weltman.
You got me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Looking like a proud papa right now, watching this young summer league group playing extremely well in that first 7 minutes of that first quarter, Jeff.
Well, you know, our coaching staff has done a really good job preparing them. And as you know, we've got a lot of, young guys that we're excited about. And obviously, our starting lineup had a bunch of them. But this group's done well in the second unit, and the coaches have brought these guys together quickly. So, early in the game, we'll see.
Jeff, as you know, the arrow is pointed in the right direction for this team, and you guys have built. It's been a years-long process to develop around your young stars. You got a full first-round playoff series last year. It didn't go your way, but 7 games. How much value is there in 7 games of playoff experience, win or lose, for your team moving forward?
Well, it's a great question, Matt. We will find out. But obviously, anytime that you can go through a series like that was hotly contested, Game 7, it has to help you. It has to do something for you. Just, if nothing else, just to know what to expect the next time you go into a series like that, to understand the value of a possession, how to prepare for a game, the crazy, road crowds that you're going to face in the playoffs. All of those things are just, building experiences and getting reps and getting that under your belt is going to go a long way, we hope.
And basketball-wise, did you feel like you learned something about your team that was lacking, you had to address moving forward in terms of development or the signing with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope? Or was it simply, okay, we got a little better because of the experience?
Yeah, I think we learned that we're very young.
Which you are.
And we need to keep going through these processes with our guys. And, you alluded to KCP. We're really excited about adding a guy like him who will improve our defense, improve our shooting, and really brings a championship pedigree. The guy's been a heavy minute player on 2 championship teams, and he's going to help our guys understand what it takes to get to that level.
Got to take a break. If you'll stick with us through the timeout. Sometimes we have the close timeout in TV. It happens. Be back with Jeff Weltman. Magic on top of the Cavaliers.
The Triple Crown awarded 3-row Kia EV9.
The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan of the University of North Carolina.
All right, right now at 6'6", 195 pounds. Actually, you could play two positions. Which would you prefer?
Well, it doesn't matter really. Whatever can contribute to the team. If I have to play small forward, if I have to play guard, whatever whatever the team needs.
And with a little help from a fellow named Michael Jordan, perhaps you can turn that Bulls thing around. What do you think?
Hopefully, I can go in and contribute and maybe turn it around. I'm looking forward to it.
Look at downtown Las Vegas. Old school.
Wow.
Maybe it's a little cooler under that roof. I don't know.
That's not
Maybe
the Vegas I grew up in. I can tell you that. That's
No.
not how it was when
No.
I was growing up here.
That's true. You could speak to old school Vegas.
Yeah,
more so than
different.
anyone here.
I do like the modern look of Vegas, though. It is really grown as a city. And this event, man, think about where the Summer League. I tell you what, Huff
has been dynamic here. Yeah,
puffing out here. He's been terrific and showing a lot more mobility than I remember seeing the last few years.
Back with Jeff Weltman, the president of basketball operations for the Orlando Magic. We touched on Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and that signing. The need in terms of shooting was fairly obvious. In terms of development, he's not that old. He's won a couple rings. He does all the things you need, and he adds to what I believe was the third best defense in the league last year. It seemed like an obvious fit other than saying, hey, would you like to come here?
Well, it's funny, when you have cap space especially, I think a lot of people just say, well, who are you going to get? Who are you going to go after? But, let's be real. There are a lot more coveted players than there are situations. And it's really like, where does the player choose to go? Not who does the team choose to go after. And so I take it, as a great compliment to our whole organization, the locker room, our roster, the coaches, our whole organization. When you walk into our facility, it feels good. And to get someone like KCP to recognize that, I think he aligns with our values, kind of the Magic way. And hopefully like attracts like to like, as they say. So we feel it's a good fit, and, we're excited about how it'll impact our team.
Well, you talk about the Magic way, and you see Jet Howard continuing to light it up here from three. Your culture and locker room, one of the best young environments in the entire league. Your guys are really close. And what you and your front office have done is created an environment where your young players can grow. And that was something I was impressed with in watching from afar, is you're allowing your young talent to define who you guys are, and then you're going to go out and try to find the pieces that are going to be necessary in order for them to grow. And that was what I was impressed with KCP. He's a guy that's going to come in, you talked about it, great culture, defend at a high level, but he's not a guy that needs the basketball. He's not a guy that is going to take away from Franz or Paolo or some of the other young players. And so I'm sure that went into the thought process as well between you and Parker.
Culver with a steal, Black with a finish, and there's that trademark defense trickling down here in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, Greg, obviously you have intimate knowledge of our team, and you know our team better than most. We really were looking to add a veteran influence, but to your point, we really didn't want to change the room. And so many experienced NBA players with a lot of stature come in and they change the room. And so that was difficult to find that balance, and we felt that it was an important balance to strike because of just what you said. We're kind of trying to run two races right now. We want to build on the season that we had last year. We made the playoffs for the first time in a while. We want to grow that team, but we also want to be responsible to, you know, what I've called like our North Star, which is developing our young talent. You know, it was not too long ago that we won 22 and 34 games, and we've got a lot of talented young players on our roster that we reap through those drafts, and it's our responsibility to develop them. So
Huff with another bucket. Sorry, he's been all over the rim in this game. You mentioned GA, and of course his son Cole was over here a moment ago. What is your philosophy on annoying player parents?
Well, we got Jet playing right in front of his parents down the bench here, and I got to say we have I think part of what makes our locker room so great is that our guys have great parents and great families attached, and it helps our, you know, I don't like to call an NBA team a family, but to have our players have such great families really makes our team what it is.
That actually segues to something I wanted to talk to you about, because you and I have something in common. You probably don't know this. You and I both lived in St. Louis, Missouri in the mid-1970s when your dad, Harry, was the general manager of the short-lived Spirits of St. Louis ABA team.
But well chronicled.
Well chronicled, but short-lived.
Yes.
So you grew up around the game, obviously, and you grew up around front offices in particular.
Yeah.
I'm curious, and maybe there's no way to know this answer, but how has that shaped your perspective on what a team should look like, the do's, the don'ts, culture, all those sorts of things?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, probably longer answer than we have time for here. Having grown up around it, growing up around, you know, players and the way the business works and all the kind of delicate balances that go on, you know, with a professional team, I feel that it's almost like swimming in the water. You don't really notice it, you know. You just kind of grow up in it, and so it's second nature to me just to, you know, just be around the whole business of it, the players, the cycles of the season, the ups and downs that we all experience at very intense levels. So, you know, hopefully it's served me over the years. I don't know. It's probably for someone else to say, but it was. I can tell you it was a lot of fun being a ball boy for the years that you were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
With the likes of Maurice Lucas and Marvin Barnes,
yes,
and
some
Moses
great players.
Malone.
Moses Malone. Yeah, I mean the names can go on and on. Emil Carr, Don Chaney.
Yep.
Yeah, some
Snapper
great players.
Jones.
Snapper, yep.
Yeah.
And with Bob Costas sitting in your seat.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was basically his first TV job, was as play-by-play for the Spirits of St. Louis.
Straight out of Syracuse.
Hubie Brown tells a great story about a young Bob Costas with what Hubie describes as a Prince Valiant haircut, breaking up a layup line fight between teammates in St. Louis.
Commonplace in the world of the Spirits.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, you talk about that family atmosphere. The NBA as a whole now, the product and the personnel, and by that I mean the character of the guys, like it's far different than it was 20. And I try to explain that to people. You know, you're going to have a 15-man roster. You're going to play over the course of the season 11 of those guys, but you want to have 5 high-character guys on that bench that help define and develop your culture, keep your locker room fresh and connected. And that's something you guys have done a really good job with throughout your roster, not just the core guys, but the complementary players who aren't going to play a ton of minutes.
Appreciate that. You know, those things matter. I mean, I don't need to tell, you know, an ex-NBA player how important those things are, you know. And it's really important to show the young guys how to do it right. But more importantly, it's important that everyone feels that they're invested in their role and that the young guys feel I'm here for a reason and I have a pathway to being developed. And that gets tricky in this league when you start to, you know, continuously add draft picks and young guys and you're trying to like be responsible to that while grow the team. But it's something that we've tried really hard to do. And I think the most important part of that is just bringing in the right people.
20-point lead for the Magic, and Jeff, I don't want to jinx it, so we'll let you go and enjoy this. Great start to the summer for you with the KCP signing, the other signings you did with the Wagner brothers as well. Congratulations on all the success, and hopefully you can keep that arrow pointed in the right direction.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Jeff Weltman with us here courtside, and his Magic dominating here early on. 23-point lead, which matches their largest of this game so far.
They have just been great at all phases, right? Defensively, the intensity, the unselfishness with the ball movement, and they have shot it lights out from 3.
Now hit 8 of 16 from three-point range.
14 assists as well, and that's something I always look for in summer league, because that's indicative of the character of your group, right? You're not playing selfishly. They're not trying to self-will it. They are sticking with their game plan and playing for one another.
Tough start so far for Craig Porter Jr., just 1 of 5 from the field. Try to get it done from the free throw line. That's his first attempt. It's another area where Orlando is dominating. They've hit 7 more free throws already. Similarly continues tonight in Las Vegas on NBA TV, ESPN, and the ESPN app. On ESPN tonight, the Houston Rockets and the LA Lakers. Bronny, Dalton, Connect, etc. And then it's number 1 versus number 2, the Hawks and Washington. Zachary Reese-Shea against Alex Sarr and the Wizards, the top 2 picks in the draft. International men of mystery, you might say. Those two. American fans don't know a lot about them other than they're big and they're French.
Yes. And they're going to get the opportunity to know a lot about them, that's for sure.
De Silva with the offensive board. Great patience to hesitate just for a moment and draw that foul. And De Silva, who already has 11 points in this game, heads to the free throw line. Speaking of international, we mentioned what a fascinating individual De Silva is. His dad was a pro boxer in Brazil. That's where he's from. That's where the name comes from, De Silva. He was born and raised in Munich, Germany. He speaks 5 languages. He's also an accomplished trumpet player.
Wow. Well, I played the trumpet as well, so I can appreciate it.
Are you an accomplished
accomplished
player?
A lot playing it. I will say that.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you accomplish?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Playing the trumpet?
I did. Played it in middle school.
Okay.
Played in parades, all this stuff.
Parades, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Accomplished. I accomplished.
Well, I think of you as an accomplished broadcaster and an accomplished basketball player, obviously.
I accomplished more doing those things
than trumpet.
Than the trumpet, but I did accomplish a lot.
I thought maybe there was a part of your bio I just completely missed.
No.
Okay.
I'm humble. I try to downplay that stuff.
Okay.
Let's get back to De Silva. He's the real trumpet player. He's more accomplished than I am.
5 languages, that's a lot.
Now that is accomplished.
Bates.
And he's also, as you can tell, terrific defensively.
Yep. Really good, just fundamentals. Moves his feet, great size, contested that shot. Bates got it. And Amani Bates now with 9 points to lead the Cavaliers. Going to need more of that in the second half, down by 22. Blackout to Huff. He's been terrific here in the first half. Culver has it. One-on-one with Bates. He'll hang and he'll hit.
Nice play there by Culver. Former first-round pick, I think.
Number 6, in fact. Hasn't turned out as he hoped. Alley-oop. Bates playmaking a little bit. I think the Cavaliers could use a little more of that. And then it's Porter with a quick steal off the inbound. And 4 straight buckets in about 2 seconds. Get it back to 20. Howard on the rare 2-point attempt.
Well, it was also one of the rare possessions where they didn't move the ball. The Magic, and you can see a quick timeout by Coach Chalmers.
Jaquan Tomlin with the bucket there. Lionel Chalmers doesn't like the trend, and he'll take a timeout with 2:12 to go and an 18-point lead on a 6-0 run by Cleveland.
Ooh, draft night. I would say I wasn't nervous. I knew I was going to Sacramento. I knew that I wanted to be a part of that team that broke the streak. Kind of the history behind it. At that point, it was 11 years since it's been in the playoffs, and we were able to do that. So that's a big accomplishment that I have right now, and obviously we want to continue to do better.
It's been the longest day and a half of my life. All the media stuff and anticipation for this event, and now we're finally getting dressed for it. It's finally here, so. Hi, I just officially got butterflies. I'm out of my element now.
The Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry from Davidson College.
It's a dream come true for me, being around the NBA, watching my dad play, and now it's my turn to, make my own opportunities, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting it all started. There's been a lot of talks before the draft and all that, and now it's actually happened. I can, look forward to things to come. Well, it's been a long, long day, highly anticipated event, and now I'm finally a Golden State Warrior. So I hope you all enjoyed the ride, and now I'm going to go celebrate.
Back in Las Vegas, a good look at Tristan da Silva, who conveniently pops up out of the huddle for us as though we planned it. Isn't that incredible? We talked about his international background, Brazil on the one side of the jacket, his Bavarian heritage represented on the other. And so far, so good for da Silva here in the first half of his first NBA Summer League game. Looks like he's got a place in this league for a while to come.
Oh, no question about it. And he really kind of fits what the Magic like in terms of their wings, right? He's long, really high IQ, tremendously skilled. He can shoot it, put it on the floor, play make, competes defensively at a high level. And his maturity, at 23, he comes in a little bit more mature as a product. And I think that's also going to bode well for him in terms of his development.
It's been a Magic-heavy first half before that 6-0 run by Cleveland. That's what led to the timeout by Lionel Chalmers. Here come the Cavs on the run. Bates. Good ball fake, but then he threw it away. Black has it for Orlando. He's going up top. Bediako couldn't hold on to it. Back comes Craig Porter Jr. Bates passed on the corner three. May have taken a tougher shot. It goes off the front rim.
Decision-making and shot selection still not where the Cavs wanted with the group they've had out here thus far today.
Da Silva went to his left hand, lost it out of bounds, but it will stay with Orlando. That was Gabe Osaboyan defensively.
Well, how do you pronounce that again?
Osaboyan.
Osaboyan. I'm going to call him Gabe.
You can call him Gabe if you like.
Yeah.
That is his name. Howard with another three.
And I'm going to call him
a shooter.
Because he has been lighting it up here today.
4 of 6 from the great beyond so far. Back to 21 now for Orlando. And again, another tough shot from Cleveland. The offense is just not generating a lot of easy opportunities.
There's no ball movement. There's no body movement. There's no real structure there off that catch and shoot. Jett Howard, boy, I tell you what, he is a terrific release with great quickness and tremendous range to go with it.
Black being hounded by Porter. He's got him on his hip. Lost his dribble. And the Magic threw it away on a clunky possession, but there's a foul on the floor. It'll stay with Cleveland.
Yeah, that was one of the poor possessions that we've seen from the Magic. They haven't had a lot of them where they get a little stagnant.
It'll be really interesting to see what kind of an impact Kentavious Caldwell-Pope's floor spacing can have on the Magic. We talked about it with Jeff Weltman. They're not a good three-point shooting team. Hit the fewest threes in the league. Not a great percentage either.
Well, and I didn't get a chance, and I was going to talk to Jeff about that, but part of the issue, like, everyone will focus on the percentages. I didn't think they were a great passing team.
Agreed.
Last year. And a lot of times your passing impacts shooting, and that's something that is as much about their inexperience as well. So they'll all improve. They're going to be a year further into their system. They're not going to have to change a lot of what they do. Guys are going to be more comfortable. The ball will move more. They'll be, not that there was a lot of ego, but when you're young, a lot of times guys are still trying to prove what they're capable of. And that can have an impact as well. The thought process, how you process information. So I think that's also going to improve for them. Gary Harris also had a horrible shooting year by his standard. He's a great shooter. So I just think overall they're going to shoot the ball better. KCP is going to have a huge impact there, no question about it. But I think collectively, Franz Wagner is going to shoot the ball a heck of a lot better. I think Cole will shoot a bit. Like, they'll all play better than they did last year. And they should even be better from a defensive standpoint.
Well, and some of that goes hand in hand with the development of Paolo Banchero. He's their all-star. He's their high usage rate guy.
Yeah.
So the ball is going to be in his hands a lot. And he's going to develop as a passer. At least that's the hope.
Yeah, well, I thought, and again, I watch a lot of Magic games, obviously,
yeah.
right? He is.
Howard, breakaway.
Okay, Jet.
Oh, he hammered that home.
Okay, Jet. The thing about Paolo is already a really good passer. He's just got to become more of a willing passer and a ball mover.
Yeah.
And I think as he develops and gets more comfortable with his ability to shoot it and not have to find his rhythm off the bounce, all those things improve for him. And as your best player improves, your team's going to improve.
That Jet Howard dunk turns out to be the punctuation point on a very successful start to Summer League 2024. Orlando up by 21 at the break. Much more coming up here at the half from Las Vegas. Welcome back to Las Vegas. The Magic up 62-41 at the half, and the third quarter is just about underway. And Greg, we talked about the returning lottery picks for Orlando, and they have shined here early.
Oh, they were both terrific, very efficient and active defensively. Anthony Black doing a little bit of everything, shooting, passing, defending, and Jet Howard has just been locked and loaded as well. Those guys put on quite a show in that first half. And having said all that, Tristan da Silva, for me, was the most impressive player on the floor. And here you see again an example, his defense, that's a win. Even if Tyson made that shot, the defender won.
Difficult shot, mid-range shot.
That was really good defense.
Everything you'd want defensively if you're Orlando. Black and Howard accounted for 24 points and 6 assists in that first half. And on cue, it's Black and one.
And that's where that size pays dividends. It allows you to stay a little patient, a little more patient in the paint, knowing that you're going to have the ability to wait out the defender there. You watch out that little pump fake, and it just nudges into him, and then strong enough to be able to also convert after the contact.
Great athlete from Duncanville, Texas, heavily recruited as a wide receiver by, among others, Baylor, Texas, Arkansas.
Man, he made the right choice.
SEC football.
Yeah.
He get hit a lot less in this game.
Hit a lot less and make a lot more.
It's a good combination. He did get hit by Nance on the screen. Bates' three is up but not in. Black comes away with the board. Nice possession by Black. Run into that screen and winds up with the defensive rebound. He handles it now. Crossover, baseline shot is up, and he's nicked in the act.
And that's the area I want to see from Anthony Black. Can he continue to develop his offensive game in terms of his ability to score the mid-range when you're running that pick and roll? He's a really good passer, solid finisher. I just love all the things he does. He has a lot of winning qualities.
Gotta like the communication between Black and his running mate Howard, though Black came away looking a little confused by whatever Howard said to him.
He probably told Howard I was open.
It's been known to happen, right?
Yeah. The shooters are always like wide
always
receivers.
open. Always
open.
Always open. You know from your many years in broadcasting, some broadcasters always have something to say.
Always.
$25-point lead for Orlando. What can Cleveland do offensively to generate some better opportunities here in the second half?
That's one thing right there, is the ball movement. You got 2 feet in the paint, force a rotation, and then the pass out leads to a wide open shot. Now the question is, can you convert those, and can you string together stops? Because that's something we have not seen them be able to do with consistency here in this game.
Howard picked up the loose ball, fouled, comes away with a little hitch in the giddy up. But he'll stick around for the free throws. Foul goes on the rookie Tyson. Jalen Tyson, 8 points, 5 boards, and a couple of assists in his first Summer League half. If the Cavaliers do as well with their 6'7" Jalen from Cal as Boston has, then they probably landed on something.
Well, I tell you what, I like Tyson's ability. And again, their team isn't functioning as well, so it's a lot harder to see. But you can see he's got a really good skill set. You know, he knows how to play, knows how to space the floor, he knows how to play in traffic. They just haven't been able to execute well enough offensively to create rhythm looks.
Cavaliers won 48 games, got that first round playoff win over the Magic before they were eliminated by Boston. They did account for one of the 3 Celtics playoff losses, so that's a moral victory, I guess. But then made a coaching change. J.B. Bickerstaff out, and he's now leading the Detroit Pistons. Kenny Atkinson walked away from the Warriors, where he was the associate head coach, to be the head coach in Cleveland. I thought Atkinson did a nice job in Brooklyn with a team that wasn't super talented. They were in a rebuild mode, but consistently played hard and played for him before they moved on. And as you know, sometimes you can do a great job for a team that's going nowhere.
Yeah. And you can't always base it on record. It's about expectation, talent level. I think Kenny Atkinson is a really good basketball coach, no question about it. And listen, I thought J.B. Bickerstaff did a good job with Cleveland. I was somewhat surprised that they decided to go in a different direction. But he landed on his feet, and I think Kenny's going to do a solid job here. I'll be interested to see philosophically what changes he makes, how they function, how they flow from an offensive standpoint, and do they tweak what they do defensively as well.
That'll be interesting. You know, the expectation, I think, is that Atkinson will play a little more wide open, a little faster pace, but we'll see how it plays out on the floor. They play 2 bigs a lot. Will that work? You see the bio for Kenny Atkinson, longtime NBA assistant before he got that job in Brooklyn. Went to the Clippers, and then for the last few years under Steve Kerr with the Warriors. Also working with the French national team this summer. An Olympic group, team that will contend, you would think, with all their talent on their home floor for at least a medal, if not a gold medal. Team USA looked awfully good the other night here.
I thought they
certainly
looked
defensively.
Awfully. I thought they looked awfully.
Just awfully?
Yeah.
I said defensively.
Especially that first quarter. But
First
they're
quarter
going to
was
be
ugly.
fine. Yeah,
First
it
quarter
was
was
really ugly. Yeah, 8 turnovers in that first quarter. I think they're going to be really good, though. There's no question they're going to be the favorite. Listen, I think France will have a chance. It's going to be interesting. I'm anxious to see Wembanyama. The little bit I've seen in the friendlies, he's looked really impressive. And basketball globally, man, it's definitely grown, and there's going to be a lot more competition for these teams to medal.
Canada should be in the fight. Spain is always in the fight. Older team, but Spain's always good. I thought you saw the difference between the advantage the U.S. has in terms of depth over Canada in that game.
Oh, my goodness.
By a long shot.
It was shocking. And their starters didn't really even play well.
U.S. starters as a unit did not play well
other
at
than
all.
Steph, they did not play well. But again, that's the advantage that they have. And the versatility, because they can go big, they can go small, they've got great shooting. They've got a lot of high IQ players out there. They've got individual defenders. Derek White now coming on board.
Yep.
He and Drew Holiday, the starting backcourt. I do find it a little odd that the guy that was the MVP of the finals is not on Team USA. That one is a bit perplexing. Not that the guys there aren't deserving.
Sure.
But it's hard to imagine Jaylen Brown not being deserving.
And Jaylen Brown fits into just about any system. So obviously they wanted White for whatever reason, but they replaced a wing player with a guard.
Yeah.
And Derek White's a really good player, particularly defensively.
Terrific player, and I'm beyond thrilled for him and his family. It's a great honor to represent your country. I think he's going to do a great job. It has nothing to do with him. It had nothing to do with him even being a replacement. But Jaylen Brown, that guy is, in my estimation, one of the 15 best players maybe in the league. And he was just incredible. And he's also a terrific two-way player, and he can also do all the things you want. He defends at the point of attack, shoots the three well.
Culver gives it up for De Silva. Well, also positionally,
Yeah.
If you're replacing a 6'7" wing, another 6'7" wing would make sense, you would think. Bates now with 14 to lead the Cavaliers.
And they've been much better energy-wise, the Cavs, here in this third quarter.
Huff's been very good from the get-go. First real kind of post-up move for him, and it goes. Been living at the rim so far, but showed some nice touch.
And that possession really the byproduct of their ability to shoot the three, because the help just not willing to break down off that three-point line to allow them some opportunity to go one-on-one.
De Silva fights for the board. Here's Culver. A little hesitation. Nice touch from Jared Culver.
That was impressive there on the attack and finish.
Culver's an interesting story for this Orlando team. Last year in the G League with Rio Grande, averaged just under 21 points a game. Did not play in the NBA at all last season. It's Orlando up by 24 midway through the third.
NBA Summer League from Las Vegas, Nevada. Summertime is here, and it means the Las Vegas Summer League.
You're getting to see the birth of stardom here. It's something where you're literally seeing the most raw and purest form of a player, and you get to watch that growth over time.
Playing at the Summer League was an amazing experience, and you're just excited to put the Warrior jersey on and go hoop.
I went into it like, I don't have no friends here. And I was aggressive from the jump, and it went how it went.
Step back three, got it!
All of the great players that have come through here, they showed it to you, and most of them pretty quickly.
It was huge for me as a player, and it's going to be good for the future of the game, just to get acclimated quickly into the NBA lifestyle.
When I say the Summer League started and saved my career, it did that. If there was an opportunity, I would have played the Summer League probably every year.
Happy 20th anniversary to Summer League.
I think of our Las Vegas Summer League as our 31st franchise.
Watch Basketball Stories, 20 years of Summer League in Las Vegas on June 5th at 7 o'clock Eastern on NBA TV and in the NBA.
Tristan De Silva, a good start here in Las Vegas. GA, he is a plus 33.
Well, it's because he does everything at a plus level, right? This guy shoots it well, moves well without the basketball, and that ability to spot up and knock down a triple, a welcome sight for Jeff Weltman in that front office. But then from a defensive standpoint, this is why I really love him. He can move those bunnies, got great positional size, contests everything out there. He is really impressed me. It's hard to imagine that there were 17 players in this past draft better than him, but some of that is because of the age, right? He's 23, so you might look at him and say the upside not the same, but if you're trying to get somebody that's ready to maybe be in a rotation, this young man is proving to be all that and more.
Well, in terms of the pick and the thinking behind it, he reminds me a lot of Jaime Jaquez last year, who just jumped right into the Miami Heat, knew how to play. Eric Spoelstra could not rave enough about his ability to just be slotted into any spot and play basketball.
Yeah, and I think the in fairness, and you see Anthony Black there with a nice little deuce, in fairness to Jaquez and also to De Silva, they went to situations that will allow their skill sets to complement the team. And by that, I mean, if Jaquez or De Silva, if they go really high in the draft, now you're expecting them to come out and, you know, maybe be a star. I don't know that that's the future of what they are, but they're going to be really good players on really good teams. And that's what De Silva is showing you on any given night. Yeah, he can lead you in scoring, but that's not what he's going to provide the most. It's the intangibles and just the fact that he knows how to play the game.
Bediako knocks down the three. The 7-footer showing off a little touch. And you've been around this long enough, GA, to know that, you know, sometimes when you're drafting, sometimes you're swinging for the fences, right? You're going for it, and you may strike out. Sometimes you just want a guy who can play in your rotation for a few years.
Yes, and listen.
And hope he gets better.
And the reality is, when you're drafting for upside the way this past draft went, there's no guarantee that some of those young players, Jet Howard continues his stellar play. There's no guarantee that some of the young guys that are drafting the first 5 picks are going to ultimately work out.
Right.
You just don't know.
Not when you're drafting 19-year-olds. Black in transition, biggest lead of the game now, and it's growing. Make it 30 for Orlando. After the Xavier Moon bucket, Jet Howard trying to steal the show in Las Vegas. He's knocked down 5 of 8 from three-point range. It is all Orlando.
How we doing? Come on in. Good doing. Come on in. Welcome.
No. It's my first time at the Empire State. And it feels great, you know, like nice view on the city. It's just nice to see.
Graffitiing right now. First day in New York, and I'm here. Just be able to see the whole city. It's the graffiti. And yeah, the draft is in 2 days now, so I can't wait to be there. But I also like enjoy this type of moments, you know. And can't wait to draft.
We played against each other when we was 13, actually, in Guam. Yeah, so it's been like 6 years. No, it's cool. You know, it's really special, and I'm glad we've come all this way together.
Welcome back to NBA 2K25 Summer League from Las Vegas. Temperature check. What do you got, GA?
It's hot.
Thank you.
It's hot, man.
Meteorologist Greg Anthony.
Yes.
We'll have your 7-day forecast a little later on.
And I'm going to be 100% correct in my forecast. It's hot. Yeah.
It's hot.
I'm not going to give you 50% chance of rain.
No, there's none of that.
Have that.
Nope. It's just going to be hot. Orlando's done it every way possible so far. And mentioned the green light. Amani Bates is looking to score, and the Cavaliers seem content to let him look to score. He's 7 of 17 now for 20.
What they've done is they've made him a volume shooter, and they've not allowed him to have anything easy. Everything he's getting is off of 4, 5, 6 dribbles, which is the exact opposite of what you see with the Magic, whose ball movement has been stellar here tonight.
Great defense by Porter, and pushes the basketball and earns a trip to the free throw line. Greg Porter Jr.
Foul number 53, Jared Roden.
51 games with the Cavaliers last season as a rookie.
At the line, number 9, Craig Porter Jr.
Porter shot just under 51%. Started the season as a two-way contract that was later converted.
He had some big games and played some valuable minutes for them when Garland was out.
See tomorrow's stars play here, NBA 2K25 Summer League. July 12th, that's today, to the 22nd in Las Vegas. Get your tickets now at NBAevents.com.
Now, how long are you going to be here for Summer League?
I'm going to be here a while. I'm going to be here until the 21st.
Oh, you have almost the whole dadgum thing.
Almost the whole, what'd you say? Dadgum thing.
You know, I'm trying to speak your language.
Is that my language?
Well, you old.
I've never said dadgum in my life.
You know people who do.
How do you know that?
I just do.
Gates knocks down the three.
That's raining threes.
That's the 12th made three of the game for Orlando on 26 attempts. I'm not certain I know anyone besides you who said Dad Gum.
Yeah, you've heard it before. You used to watch Beverly Hillbillies, didn't you?
I did watch that,
Okay,
but I don't
there
know
you
those
go.
people.
Yeah, don't you feel like you know them when you watch the show your whole life?
Did they say that at UNLV back in the
No,
day?
we said some things.
The
I
Harvard
just
of the
can't say
Desert?
them on the air.
The Harvard of the Desert,
Yeah,
right?
Ivy League.
Oh,
we got the whole,
you're a whole
Ivy
league.
Yeah, we don't do one school.
I forgot about
We're
that.
like international, man.
Nice
we
hands
bring
by
them all in.
DJ Burns. And then that's disrupted by Roden. Burns out of the post. Rolling hook shot. Love it. What year is this?
Yeah, you don't see that too often.
That shot could have been in black and white. Bates in transition. That's stolen by Moon. 2-on-1. He's got Bediako, but he'll take it himself as Burns backed off. So we don't get the highlight out of it maybe, but the Magic do get the 2 points.
And the right play, because he read Burns there, who didn't commit to him. And when you've got the ball, you keep it until you force that defender to commit.
That's what I was told back in basketball camp a million years ago.
All your friends were saying, Dad gum.
A coach might have said, Dad gummit, pass that ball.
They call an illegal screen on Burns there. That's one of those plays where you get penalized for being strong.
That does happen. Just like Shaq back in the day.
Oh, man. But in
Pass
fairness,
went through the hands of Gates. It'll come back here to
his communication there. Gates was looking like he was trying to draw a foul there, but you talked about Shaq. Shaq was just so strong that it didn't even look like you fouled him when you fouled him.
Burns has it. Dexter Dennis will pop a deep two, and it falls for Dennis. His first make second make, excuse me, of the afternoon.
Cavs have just had all kinds of trouble generating offense and stringing together stops. They're going to have a pretty spirited practice, I would believe, tomorrow.
You would think. Gates, corner three, in and out. Brown has it. When around Burns, who's basically trying to get out of his way and not draw another foul. Moon, the nephew of Jamario Moon. Player number 40 has the basketball for Orlando. Final possession here of this third quarter with a 30-point Magic advantage. Screen slip by Roden. He'll take the three. It's off the side of the rim. That'll end the third. No harm done. Orlando comfortably in front. A lot to like right now if you're a Magic fan, from the young guys and the big club as well. Fourth quarter is next from Vegas. It's the NBA 2K25 Summer League from Las Vegas, day one, game one, in fact. And the defending Summer League champs are on the ropes through three quarters. Cavaliers trailing the Magic by 30. Greg Anthony, Matt Weiner, Nabil Kareem is on the sideline for us. Magic having to start the third. Brown up and in, and continues to go Orlando's way.
Yeah, they having one of those games where basically everything's going well. You sense that this Cavs team is going to have a chance to defend their title?
Not so far.
That was a thoughtful answer.
Based on the first 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Not so much. You?
No. No. But I will tell you, this Magic group, because even with the second unit, like the unselfishness, the ball movement, the spacing, the force with which they're playing on both ends, it's been impressive. This group has really brought it here in this opening game.
That was the second three-point make for veteran Kaiser Gates, former Xavier star. He played one game with New Orleans last season, 7 scoreless minutes, recorded a rebound. That was his only stat.
Got his name in the NBA book.
In the book, in the box score. And not to say that that'll be it for him, but I am always fascinated by the players who wind up with a single game on their NBA resume and how frustrating that must be. I mean, it's a great honor to make the league, to play, but then to never have another shot. It's the Moonlight Graham story. Jay Huff continues to impress. Huff is 7 of 9 now. He's got 16 and 6.
He has been. I mean, their entire group has looked terrific. And they've done it on both ends. Their defense, their connectivity there has been impressive. And the Cavs, I think, have helped a little bit with the way they've focused offensively, or functioned, I should say.
Magic have generated threes. There's Burns moving bodies to pick up that rebound. Hunter Couture has been quiet so far. That's off the front rim. And
I like that name, Couture.
Three-point shooting is what Couture is out there to do.
Isn't that like high-end clothing, too?
That's haute couture. Yes.
Well, we don't use the haute part. We just go couture.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Different spelling, but yes.
Yeah, well, we're going with pronunciation, man.
Yeah.
Stop being difficult.
That'd be a great nickname for him, you know? Haute?
Yeah. Haute
couture. Somebody should make that happen.
That's a good idea. That'd be a nice little marketing tool for the young man.
He heads for the bench, and the rookie Tyson comes back in. Jalen Tyson, who's just with us. Cavaliers' only draft pick, number 20, out of Cal, 6'7". Played pretty well here, despite the results so far. Dennis with the bucket. Here's De Silva, the number 18 pick. Hands it off. Jet Howard to the floater now. He's showing off the touch from outside. This time puts it on the deck and drops it home for an and one chance.
That's something you don't see as much of, right? Jet Howard, an incredible shooter from distance here, but showing some improvement. Beautiful floater there. Takes the contact. Great concentration to get the finish.
Let's hear from Nabil Kareem.
Hey, guys, seeing is believing for Jet Howard. You know, he's noted how other young Orlando stars like Jalen Suggs have developed working with the coaching staff and putting in the extra reps. Howard and Anthony Black have been doing just that for the last couple months now in Orlando. It might be a tough rotation to crack this year with Orlando. Win now mode. They got depth in the backcourt, but Howard's three-point shooting, like Jay's been talking about, could be a pretty good asset. Shot 38% from three in the G League last season, making over 100 triples on the year.
Couldn't hit that three, but he leads all scorers here with 22. Up top is Dennis. Got a hold of the rim, but couldn't collect the basketball. Impressive burst from Dennis. Explosion on the back end of that alley-oop attempt.
He's got some athleticism with him. And what Nabil was talking about is also interesting, because for Jet Howard, he's seen guys who've come before him and their journey, right? It doesn't always go seamlessly. It's not always a smooth transition. There are going to be some bumps in the road. There's going to be some adversity, and how you deal with that, your attitude, is going to say a lot about your progress and ultimately your path. And you saw his dad there, who knows a thing or two about having some success at this level. And I think that's going to bode well for him also, is to be patient and continue to grow and get better. And sometimes, too, you know, it may not even necessarily work for you in your present circumstance, but there are other teams watching, and other teams might value what you do and have an opportunity for you down the line.
Lots of eyeballs around the NBA. Everybody's tracking every player in the league, every player just below the league level, in the G League, internationally, everywhere. Daquan Tomlin came up with that loose ball. Osavoyan comes back for Cleveland. And he'll tee up the three. Huff didn't come out to contest, wouldn't go for him. Cleveland has a chance at second chance points here, and a wide open shot. That one will fall for Brown. Darius Brown out of Utah State knocks it down. Undrafted after 6, count 'em, 6 college seasons. 4 at Cal State Northridge, 1 at Montana State, and then Utah State to finish it up.
I mean, I feel like if you know, in the NBA, if you you get a pension after 4 years. So if you get 6 years of college, shouldn't you get some type of retirement benefit? What do you think? I'm just curious of your opinion.
Well, with the NIL now, you get a lot of money
but
potentially
that's your salary.
as
That's
a
not
player.
retirement.
I hear what
Retirement's
you're
different.
saying. Well, they're going to have to unionize to make that happen. That's a whole other topic, which we will not be getting into after the break.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
No matter where you're from, your dreams are valid.
LL's challenge.
One of the games that I remember best, really set the stage for what Summer League was to become, was when Andrew Wiggins was the #1 overall pick and played Jabari Parker, the #2 overall pick, in the small gym here at UNLV and Cox Pavilion. You walked into that gym and you couldn't move. It was like seeing like the Rolling Stones at a tiny bar, it felt like. People were packed. Everybody was so excited to see these top 2 players in the draft, players that, you know, in the pre-draft process were pitted against one another. You hear sometimes people tell stories like, oh, they were hanging from the rafters that day. It felt like they were hanging from the rafters that day.
The atmosphere, you know, it was amazing. You know, a lot of fans came out, a lot of people came out to watch the game, and it was a back and forth game with a lot of excitement.
Wiggins, and you're looking at Jabari Parker. Both of these kids, they have the it factor. They easily could be rookies of the year.
Me and Jabari did a good job.
Well, as good as the Cavaliers as an organization felt about themselves at the end of Summer League last year, it has not gone their way to start the 24 edition.
End of an era.
Cavaliers beat the Houston Rockets in the title game last year to take home that trophy. And Isaiah Mobley was the Summer League MVP. See a lot of the Cavs on hand here. Jared Allen, George Niang, Max Strus, Darius Garland is here.
A lot of
Sam Merrill.
Yeah, a lot of speculation as to what the Cavs are going to do. Darius Garland allegedly unhappy. They're thinking that there's talk that they're going to move off Jared Allen. I would be somewhat surprised. I didn't sense that Garland and Mitchell couldn't play together in watching them. I thought they were fine together. You're going to have to sacrifice as your team improves. You're not going to have the same types of numbers. That's what winning is about. I mean, case in point, look at the Celtics. You know, Jason Tatum, his numbers came down a little bit this year for the betterment of the team. And so I think overall they got a solid roster. They're going to have to improve in some areas, but I'm anxious to see what Coach Atkinson does in terms of the style that they play, the philosophy that they want to implement, where he feels like they could be better. One area is going to be health.
Yeah.
You know, their 3 top players, I think, all missed at least 25 games last year, which it creates a challenge for anybody, no matter how much depth you have.
Kenny Atkinson with GM Mike Gansey. Cavaliers were 16th in offensive efficiency last year, 7th in defensive efficiency. There's some thought that the 2 bigs may not be a natural fit together. I don't know if I agree with that. I think they could have found better ways to utilize Evan Mobley's offensive skills. And I think you saw some of that at times. And then there's the same question with Mitchell and Darius Garland in the backcourt. There was a lot of thought that Garland could get moved this summer. It hasn't happened so far.
I go back. I'd be really surprised if they got off of Garland. The one thing I would say about the 2 bigs is Mobley, I think, has room for significant growth offensively. He's also got to get much stronger physically. And so he's still a young player, so that development is still ahead of him, but that's got to happen for them. And I think if he does that, because I think he's a young man that should be able to shoot the 3, should be able to have a mid-range jump shot. He's got that kind of ability. As Anthony Black will take a foul there, he'll go sit down and rest on his laurels. You see.
He'll finish with 20 on 6 of 9 shooting. 3 rebounds, 3 assists.
Yeah, it's. I tell you what, I am excited because that Eastern Conference, man, has gotten a little better this past offseason.
Boston retained everybody in their rotation. Yeah. The Knicks just added Mikal Bridges. Obviously, Paul George now in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, Daryl Morey had a hell of an offseason with the moves he was able to make in revamping that roster. The Paul George coup was huge.
Mm-hmm.
The Magic are going to be a much better team.
Yep.
You know, I think the Cavs have a chance to be an improved group as well. Listen, I think they get better just by being healthy.
There were long stretches last season where at least one of their significant parts was missing from the rotation. Brown off on the 3. Here comes Tyson. Rookie out of Cal. Sprays it out for the wing 3. It doesn't go, but it's back to the Cavaliers, or is it? It will go back to Orlando. Brown couldn't corral it. Coming up tonight on ESPN, the Rockets and the LA Lakers. Bronny James, Connect 4. Dalton Connect. And then it's number 1 versus number 2. Risachet and Sarr as the Hawks and Wizards take the floor over at Thomas and Mack Arena.
I tell you what, that was impressive, the pronunciation, your verbiage. That was really good.
I'm a professional broadcaster.
I was.
As are you.
I was. We're in the process of doing 2K25. Shout out to our sponsor.
Well, apparently I'm not enough of a professional broadcaster. Well, otherwise, I would have been invited as well.
I put a word in for you.
Thanks.
But we're going through, as we're incorporating the new rookies, you know, we've got names that don't necessarily flow off your tongue, shall we say. So it takes a little bit of time to get familiar with the pronunciation of some of the foreign names.
Like Osaboyan?
Yep, him.
He just got fouled.
He's him.
I think you decided to call him Gabe. I think that's what you settled on earlier.
I mean, I'm more of a 1, 2, maybe 3, 2 syllables, kind of where I like to.
2 syllables is your max?
Nah, but that's my comfort zone.
Your comfort zone.
I can get to 3. I mean, I can do Antetokounmpo.
There you go. Tarkanian.
Sure. I mean, there's some I can do. I can get out there. I'm not as comfortable in the deep water. You know, I like to stay in the shallow waters. I don't want to get out there with the great whites.
Osaboyan has been a part of this Cleveland organization for a couple of years. Spent the last 2 with the Canton Charge, 22 games last year.
See that? See Canton Charge.
Canton.
That flows.
Sure.
Doesn't it flow?
You're looking for monosyllabic words.
That's too many syllables. See, that's exactly what
it's a lot of syllables to say something is one
really
syllable.
Hard. Yeah, that's foolish. That's foolishness. I'm a big proponent of the KISS formula.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. And we got to stop saying stupid because that's not politically correct. So I'm going to have to come up with something. Keep it simple, son. I can't say that. That's a gender thing. I'm going to come up with something.
Get back to me. Get back to me.
Somebody tweet me another acronym.
Your guy Couture is back in the game, buddy.
Okay.
There's Tyson. That's a good, strong drive to the rim from Jalen Tyson. Tyson now has 12 in his Vegas debut.
Yeah, let's get it. I do like the effort. That was a nice finish. Through traffic and contact there. I really like him. Much like we talked about De Silva, he's not fortunate enough to have as good a group around him in terms of playing structure.
He's got it again, high off the glass. Likes that shot. Doesn't fall for him. Isaiah Todd into the game for Orlando now. Gives it up. Mid-range will fall for Jared Rhoden out of Seton Hall. The 24-year-old.
Who got the ball?
Osaboyan.
There you go.
Now you're just messing with me.
Tough attempt there by Gabe.
You can do it, by the way. I feel confident. Osaboyan. Bingo. You got it. Greg Anthony's all over this.
It's not instinctual for me.
Life is a learning experience.
Honestly, draft week was such a blur for me. I was just basically telling him just to enjoy every little thing you can, like doing like stuff like this and kind of just being around your friends because you only get drafted once.
I'm not scared of heights, just like looking over the edge, like I can't do that. Because I like to do roller coasters and stuff like that. But like if I'm looking over an edge, like I'm gonna fall over.
This is amazing. What a blessing to do this twice.
Yeah, it's absolutely indescribable.
Proud of our boys.
Matter of fact, if you read your contract, you actually are allowed to.
Tell me about your relationship as brothers.
I'm gonna let you handle that one. I'll get too emotional.
Now we're gonna start crying. Our makeup gonna run.
There are a lot of brothers in the league and everywhere that help each other over the wall, and they've done that since they were little. That's probably the thing we're most proud of, is just that bond between them.
Come on, hurry, hurry. You're on it, baby. I feel like this kind of shows you how it was growing up. I mean, nothing's really changed. It's been close. What you're seeing right now is basically what's been like. You know, without them, I don't really feel like the night's that special. Just having it, being able to enjoy the experience with them, that's really the best part.
Back in Las Vegas, got a good look at the first-round pick for the Cavaliers, Jalen Tyson.
Okay, he's shown some with his ability to finish in traffic. He's been active, competes defensively. Just collectively, the Cavs haven't had the kind of showing, obviously, you'd like to put forth, but he has shown some flashes for that front office.
Cavs had a play designed out of the timeout. Burns couldn't find his intended target, and Couture came up short on the three-point try. Lead remains 25. Here's Roden. Over the top of Couture, in and out. Tyson comes away with the rebound. Strong board from the rookie. Brown inside to Burns, out of the post. You can hear the murmur in the crowd as soon as he gets it. Fade away is up and short.
You know, the one thing at this level you can see, even though he's a strong player, he's not able to move guys as consistently.
Oh, Todd comes flying out of nowhere. Isaiah Todd puts a little jolt in this crowd.
That was an impressive display of athleticism by Todd.
Technical foul.
I think they got it on the bench for celebrating. That was.
Technical foul against the Orlando Magic.
He had bad intentions on that one.
Yes, he did.
Sure.
Remember, Isaiah Todd was a second-round pick back in 2021 with the G League Ignite team. Last year, he found himself back with the Ignite, but only played 6 games. Has 18 games of NBA experience in his career. He was actually part of the Bradley Beal trade last summer to Phoenix, then moved to Memphis and waived, trying to find his way back onto an NBA roster.
And talked to a lot of scouts about that young man. I had a chance to watch him a little bit in high school as well. There's never been a question about his talent. Oh, my goodness.
I don't think I've ever seen a screen quite like that.
It's like he was going to set it, but then changed his mind at the last minute.
Couture went to set the screen on Moon and then just kept going and wound up doubled over on top of it.
It's almost like he's like, wait a minute. Oh, it's on sale now.
I'm not sure what happened.
You don't normally get Couture on sale.
No,
that's that black label. They don't normally have it on sale.
Top dollar.
Yeah.
Typically top dollar.
Not on that screen.
No. Oh, that was unusual.
You can tell he's not someone that's used to setting a lot of screens.
He's the guy you set screens for because he's a three-point shooter. Virginia Tech's all-time leader in made threes, 332. Played 152 college games at Virginia Tech, also a school record. Apparently did not set a lot of screens during those 5 seasons.
And it doesn't sound like he got a pension.
Also no pension.
Oh.
Gates.
Whoa.
Oh. Wrapped up by Brown. And Brown and Osaboyan had some contacts. Everybody's okay. You're really hammering this pension thing.
Well, I just, it's amazing that you get 6 years of eligibility nowadays.
Well, in some cases, yeah, a lot of that was COVID related, but you're seeing guys in Vegas who had 5- and 6-year careers.
Yeah.
presumably that'll end soon. As we get beyond the COVID years.
I don't know what's going on with the NCAA right now. I have no clue. You think so? You think they have a clue?
That's a very pointed question. About some things, sure.
Yes. You know, a better question, do you think they have good opinions?
I don't know that they have a handle on everything, but to be fair, stuff has evolved a ton.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to be political.
Nice move there by Brown. We get into the teeth.
I think it's fair to say some elements of the collegiate model have gotten away from them.
Yeah. It's one of those things, like in theory, a lot of things sound great until you put them into practice.
Todd, the handoff to Moon for 3. That's up and good. Make number 14 on the night. Or the afternoon, I should say, for Orlando. We're so conditioned to saying the night. Yeah. It's going to happen 100 times here in Vegas. Final minute of a game that has not ever been in doubt.
No.
Magic have led this game by as many as 35. We're doing math over here to make sure. That's how big the lead got.
Yeah, it was up there.
We had to think about it. There's the Magic head coach, Jamal Mosley.
Jalen Suggs.
Yep.
Caleb Houston. Cole Hinton.
Very impressed with the discipline the Magic have shown as a team, a young team. They play the way they want to play.
Yeah.
Reminds me a little of what Mark Daignault was able to do with OKC when they were young, still not winning games, but doing what they wanted to do, getting the shots they wanted.
Yes, that's a great point, man. I always tell people, like, you want to do the things that winning teams do, whether you're winning or not, because ultimately the experience and the talent evolve, and then you're already playing the right way. And that's what OKC was terrific at. And I think the Magic made great strides with that a season ago.
First three-point make for Tyson of the afternoon. Here's Couture. That'll be the final shot to a game that has not been in doubt for a while. Great game one showing for the Orlando Magic, who hit 14 of 37 from three-point range. Their starting backcourt accounted for 42. Amani Bates led the Cavaliers with 20. Magic did it on both ends. And they get their Vegas Summer League started off on the right foot.
Impressive. You know, you got, if you're Orlando, what you wanted to see. You wanted to see Tristan De Silva and how he might fit in moving forward. You wanted to see the growth of Jet Howard and Anthony Black. And I think all those things were on display. And then what you're hoping is maybe there's another guy or two that potentially could work into your roster or your G League team.
For a guy like Anthony Black with his rookie experience, you don't expect to see him here for more than a couple of games, maybe 3, and this is exactly the sort of outing you want to see to start things off.
Oh, he was terrific. He was assertive. He was in control at all times. Very active on both sides of the ball as well. Utilized his size beautifully. And also didn't dominate the ball. Like, he really allowed for everybody to have an impact on the game.
Okay. Magic a two-way guard in Anthony Black. He did what he needed to do. Jet Howard was very good with the ball, 5 of 10 from three-point range as well. He led all scorers with 22 after finishing with just 29 total points last season as a rookie. So again, the kind of development you want if you're the Orlando Magic early on here in Las Vegas.
Absolutely. And from the Cavs standpoint, listen, the roster, and you see Anthony Parker there, the GM for Magic. The roster may be not as suited for you to be as competitive, but I thought Tyson did a really good job with his ability to show his talent set and his skill set. And I think ultimately he's going to be a young man they're going to be happy with.
Magic 1-0 here in Las Vegas. The defending champs go down and go down hard. Cleveland will have some things to work on here over the next week.
Yeah, that's going to be a challenge defending that Summer League championship.
And be sure to stick around next. The Grizzlies and the Kings are on the way on this floor here at the Pavilion in Las Vegas. But Orlando scores big here in game one. They win it 106-79. Total domination from the Magic. Stick around. Game 2 of the day is on the way next. We'll see Memphis and Sacramento. Stick with us here on NBA TV.
Isaac!